What's going on, everybody? This is episode 666. Oh boy, 666 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller. Over here, we talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. And yes, it has changed. The culture has changed in the Atlanta Falcons organization. Things have changed, and it happened right in front of our very eyes. We're going to talk about that. Also, we're going to have an episode of Stock Up, Stock Down, and where we talk about, well, not an episode, but we're going to have a segment of Stock Up, Stock Down. Where we talk about whose stock is going up and what stock is going down. So we'll talk about all of that. Give you my thoughts and opinions of the things that happened over the weekend when it comes to the Falcons and Georgia Southern. So if this is going to be a pretty awesome show, I think it's going to be pretty exciting because I love what's going on in Atlanta with the Falcons. I love what's going on right now. We're going to talk about that. Has it come full circle? We're definitely going to talk about it. If this is your first time here, welcome. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble. I'm also on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts. Also, I am in the works of getting this podcast extended to other platforms. So bear with me. Hopefully that works out. And when it does, I definitely will let you know where they will be. So please be on the lookout for that. I cannot thank you guys enough for the support. You guys have been absolutely amazing. I love all the feedback, the comments, the likes, the shares. You guys have been amazing. I really can't thank you guys enough. So hit that like button, share this podcast. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And let's go ahead and get into this. This is not nothing really new. If you really looked at what happened, if you ever seen what happened last year with the Falcons, even with Marcus Mariota on the team, this team was not a victim of blowing leads or getting ahead early. The whole Dan Quinn side of things, all the one-liners and the punchlines, all that stuff was out the window. We were a team that was competitive, and I think out of 14 out of 17 games, we lost by like one score or less. We were there. And you saw the culture start to change a little bit with what we were working with. I mean, Coach Arthur Smith really tried his best to do what he can with the salary cap issue. Salary cap is now not that big of an issue now, and you brought guys in and you drafted pretty well when it comes to offensive weapons, and you're starting to see what happens. You draft with the offense, you draft a little bit on defense, you bring some veterans in on top of that, you see what's going on. You got guys that are in their second, third year becoming leaders. You got guys coming in that are veterans, letting those guys become leaders or showing them how to be a leader. Or you got guys like Jesse Bates coming in. And I thought Troy Anderson was going to be the leader of this defense, but Jesse Bates definitely stepped up and like, he's that guy. And he loves being here. He loves what's going on here. He likes how this game is being played here in Atlanta. And you see how the culture has just shifted from where it used to be back in 2021, 2020, up until now. You got to understand, games like this last game against the Packers, games like the Panthers game, hell, even at those games, some of those games last year, we don't win those games without the change of culture. Even despite with bad quarterback play last year, we were able to be in the thick of things. Now, you see what the quarterback has done for the Falcons now. Desmond Ridder has been putting on a show in the fourth quarter, especially in the Packers game. What he's done is nothing short of phenomenal in his only 6 games in his career. Phenomenal. And like I said, you kind of saw this going all the way back, and I said this on my video on YouTube, all the way back in the Detroit Lions game in the preseason. Desmond Ridder found a way to get the ball in the end zone to win that game in the preseason. And that was a fun time to watch. That was a fun game to watch. You're starting to see it now more so than ever now with what this team is built with. You got Bijan Robinson coming in, definitely a difference maker on offense. Drake London is starting to get the ball a little bit more. Would love to see Kyle Pitts get some more touches. He was targeted 5 times. With the weapons that you have, I can't see where that's an issue. Target 5 times, 2 catches. Jonnu Smith even stepped up, and I like the acquisition of Jonnu Smith. Like I said, that dude's going to be an X factor because of the Drake London and the Kyle Pitts aspect. Jonnu Smith could be a guy It could be an absolute sleeper in your fantasy football. I know Coach Arthur Smith don't like hearing about that, but I'm being honest. When you look at this defense, the front seven, Caden Ellis found a way to get to the quarterback. Should have got to the quarterback a little bit more. Not much of a pass rush. We need to fix that a little bit. We need to fix that because we got too many guys out there who can get to the quarterback when need be. Now, I know some people are kind of frustrated about that, but you got to understand, we did get to the quarterback a handful of times in the preseason. We definitely got to Bryce Young a few times as well. That's going to come. I believe it. It's going to come. Just give it some time. The secondary played pretty good for the most part. Kind of got gashed a little bit on some pass interference calls. That needs to be cleaned up. But I feel that the secondary be fine. Get Jeff Okudah back or whatever the case may be. But when you look at everything that's been going on with this team, the culture has changed. This team feels like they can win games. You listen to the press conferences, Desmond Ridder felt like there was in this game all the way through. That's one of the first things he said at the press conference. No, we're not down and out. This is what the media is used to. This is what some fans are used to. This is what I was used to, being down and out once you see the game is down by 10 or 12 or 14 points. Or times when we're up 10, 12, 14, 17 points. We've seen those things. Those are the type of things that were really a problem. So now you're starting to see a better, more improved team that's more focused. Guys who feel like they're winners. Guys who feel like they can win. Guys who feel like they can do some things on this team. You have to feel like, look, we're going to win. It's just the mentality that we have. We're not going to lay down and just let everything fall where they may. We're going to get back up and fight every time when we get the ball in our hand. When we play on defense, we're going to do everything we can to get a stop. You see how the defense played on see how the defense played in the fourth quarter the last two games. Lights out. 11 yards total that the Packers got in the fourth quarter. You can say that was bad Packers ball. I don't think so. I think we just got the stops. A.J. Terrell could have had a pick. Some things could be cleaned up. Desmond Ridder could throw the ball a little bit better. Absolutely. I am not against that because he threw about 3 or 4 picks that just wasn't caught. But I think those things will figure out in due time. I did in my video I did earlier today. I felt like starting to ease off of Desmond Ridder a little bit. He's growing. He's growing up right before our eyes. This team is coming full circle right before our eyes. And this is what you want to see. And this is the thing that we've really been wanting for a while now. Even when Matt Ryan was here, we wanted the team to take that extra step to feel like we have confidence that we could beat anybody. We have confidence that we're never out of a game. The Falcons of old always felt like, okay, let's get the lead and hopefully we can hold on to it. Or if we're down and out, we don't know what to do, how to get back in the game. This team is not like that. So kudos to Coach Arthur Smith. Kudos to Desmond Ridder and the rest of this team. These guys are on their way. So with that being said, shout out to those guys again. I am going to do my segment of stock up, stock down, where we talk about whose stock is up, whose stock is down for the week, and we're just going to go from there. So definitely let's start with stock up. And who else would it be? Desmond Ridder's stock is up, guys. I mean, look at what he done this past game. Not saying that he's going to be the next thing going, but based on where he was last couple of weeks, last year, he's shown that he can find ways to win football games. And I got to give him a lot of credit. Wish that there was a touchdown to what's his name? Mac Hollins, tippy-toe in the back of the end zone, which I thought they got robbed, but nevertheless. Also, I wish he would have threw a couple more touchdowns, but hey, we got field goals out of it and we end up winning the game, so I can't really complain at the end of the day, but would love to see more aggressiveness. I mean, I don't know how more aggressive can you get because they went for it on fourth down 3 or 4 times, but Desmond Ridder, it's all going to come together at some point. He's going to come together where he's going to be a little bit better in the pocket. He's going to be able to make better decisions. Make more decisive decisions when it comes to scrambling. He's going to be able to be a nightmare for a lot of people if it really catches on. He did exactly what I thought they needed to do. Go ahead and throw for about 25, 30 times a game. They threw 32 times. Very successful passing the ball. Very good balance of running. Defense found a way to get a stop. And every time the defense handed the ball back to Desmond Ridder, they end up scoring. They scored on 4 straight drives in the second half. I mean, that's what you want to see out of your quarterback. So absolutely phenomenal job. Stock up is definitely Desmond Ridder. His stock is definitely up right now. See how things go when he goes against the Detroit Lions and going forward. I mean, because it's only a 6th game. It's only a 6th game, and you see what he's done. Phenomenal way to win a game, and we'll see how it goes going forward. Stock down, our Georgia Southern Eagles, people. And I told myself from the beginning I wasn't going to pin this on one person. And it was very hard to do because after 5 interceptions and 1 lost fumble, it is very hard. This one was hard because these guys play their heart out, these college players. But I'm not going to sit here and say that Davis Brin stock is down. I'm just going to say the team collectively because it's just hard to jump on a student athlete. It really is. I know a lot of people probably listening will probably give Davis Brin that credit or give him the non-credit. It's tough, guys. I really, because sometimes you be like, yeah, I can see where this one's warranted, but like I say, he's a student athlete. I don't want to put that on him, but they end up losing the game against Wisconsin after being tied at halftime at 14 apiece. Very, very unfortunate. We could have had a chance if we took care of the ball better. Going to play Ball State. Hopefully these guys can bounce back. I ain't gonna say hopefully. I know they will. They're already 6-point favorites. They should go there to Muncie, Indiana, and handle business and get ready to play Coastal Carolina in conference play. So bittersweet. Love the fact they were able to be on national television, which they're still gonna be on national television. I'll talk about that in a second. Love to see them get displayed, but in some cases, you don't want to see them get embarrassed or get beat like that. I mean, especially when we all kind of see what the deal was. I don't think they were outmatched or outplayed. You just can't give a team, I don't care who you got back there at quarterback, you just can't give a team that many chances to get the ball and for them to get in the rhythm on offense. Just can't do it. So but like I said, this game coming up, when they do come back to Paulson, NFL Network will be televising the game for Georgia Southern. Coastal comes to Georgia Southern. Very interesting that they're going to be televising that game on NFL Network. Awesome opportunity for Georgia Southern to be on the national spotlight again. Show these guys what they're made of. Hopefully they'll be 3-1 at the time and they'll make it 4-1. So looking a little bit ahead of ourselves, but they got to bounce back against Ball State. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so let me know what you guys think. I'm going to close it out there. What do you think about Desmond Ridder and the Falcons? Do you think these guys are all about this culture change? I think they are. I think the culture change is here. I feel like the transformation is full circle. It's right in front of our eyes. And we're not the same team from 2018. We're not the same team for 2020. This is a totally different team. And kudos to Coach Arthur Smith and everybody else that are participating, all the players, all the leaders on the team, all the coaching staff. They're doing a phenomenal job. I cannot thank you guys enough. If you like this commentary, hit the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble, also Anchor, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. Find me on X at VF Baller, and the website is firstandframerace.com. All right, y'all. I'm going to get up out of here. I will see you guys on the next one. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy and y'all be blessed. Peace.